Okay, so here we are. Got the build underway. I'm using the Toth Tools barrel removal tool. I'm not even using a bench vise. I thought I would try to do this whole series without a bench vise just for fun. So I'm using the Toth tool barrel removal and barrel installing tool. It's pretty simple. You just clamp these two metal blocks on either side of this trunnion here. And I'm holding the blocks together with this little shitty clamp. And then I am threading this bolt through this square piece of metal, which is driving this piece of brass here. And that piece of brass is literally pushing the barrel out of the front trunnion. Get a close look there. See that hole right there? That is the barrel pin hole. That's where the barrel pin goes and keeps the barrel in place. So that's how all that works. So stay tuned and we'll continue the video. Well, I guess before I sign off, I just say I'm just using this wrench here, like I said, to drive that nut and push the barrel out. So I'm not sure if I made that clear or not, but trying to keep this concise so it's easy to follow. So, yep, first step is pushing the barrel out. Okay, so we got the barrel out of the front trunnion. It took about 5 minutes to get this out. Here's the front trunnion. These little holes here, the 3 holes, there's 3 on each side. That gets riveted into this receiver. You see the holes. This is a really easy build. I'm using what's called a Nodak Spud receiver. That's the name of the company, Nodak Spud. They sell receivers that are completely ready to go. They're literally... You just gotta rivet your stuff onto it. This is the easiest way to make an AK because the receiver's already done. You see these rails? The rails are already installed that the bolt rides along. You can buy receivers in various fashions. You can get kind of a blank receiver. Haven't messed with this one. You can get a receiver flat. And AKs, if you don't already know, are stamped receivers. So you can I have a little jig that I can stamp this into the shape of that, and then just weld my receiver rails onto it. But I prefer the Nodak Spud receivers because they're just so much easier. They're heat treated already because receivers have to be heat treated in order to have the correct Rockwell hardness, which keeps the receiver nice and lasting long. So yeah, next step number 2, I just want to throw that little tidbit in there. Step number 2 is we are going to rivet this trunnion into the front trunnion holes. So this kind of just slides right in there. Suppose you can't see what I'm doing here. It slides right in there like that, all the way back until the holes line up. And then what you're going to use is your 24-inch bolt cutters made by Harbor Freight. And then you've got this these rivet head squasher. Let's see if I can get that. Hard to see, but this is the rivet head. There we go. Rivet head squashing jaws, and what you'll do is you'll put the head of the rivet there, and then the tail of the rivet will get squashed by that side right there. So yeah, you'll put the head of the rivet through these holes, and then you'll come through with the bolt cutters, and you'll just literally squash the rivets, and that's what holds the front trunnion on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and stay tuned. All right, we've got the front trunnion riveted in. Real nice. 3 rivets on each side. Now what we're going to do is rivet the rear trunnion in. Here's what the rear trunnion looks like. This is where the recoil rod goes right there, the recoil spring, I mean. And then the rear tang is what that's called. That's what the stock mounts to, the wood stock or polymer stock, if you have that conversion kit or whatever. So we're going to mount this inside of here. These 2 holes will mount that. And we're going to use these long rivets for those. And then I've got the Toth tool, long rivet squasher is what this is called. Yeah, so I'm gonna get set up and show it to you all set up, and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, we're back here. We are squashing the long rivets of the rear trunnion. Here's what this thing looks like, all set up. Got our receiver in here, and right there we have this bolt that's holding the receiver in place. We've got this metal rod here, and what that's going to do is that's going to squash that rivet and form the nice head, so it'll have a nice head like this on it. Right now it's just a straight shank. So how we do that is we drive this bolt here and that bolt there evenly. You know, you turn them a couple times here, turn it a couple times there, and then you'll just slowly push this bar down, squashing that rivet, and bam, you'll have a rear trunnion riveted. So I'm gonna do that real quick and show you guys how that looks when it's done. Okay, here we are. We're pushing the barrel in. This is a very important part, probably the most important part of the build. So do not screw this up. Take your time, double check, triple check. Call your wife down, have her double check for you. What we're doing is we're pushing the barrel right there into that front trunnion. You can see the barrel pin recess there, and the barrel pin hole right there. Those are going to line up, and then we're going to push our barrel pin through. So what's very important is you have this front sight base right here. That's going to go in between the front sight base retainer on the front of the trunnion. So you need to make sure that that will absolutely fit between there and there as you're pushing it back. So once you push this barrel in, if you screw this up, you're gonna have to take all this shit apart and demill those rivets. Not those ones, but I was just showing the rivets. Demill these front rivets, pull the trunnion out, push the barrel out, and redo it. So this is very important, the most important part. So, yep, we are installing the barrel, driving that bolt, which is pushing that piece of, it's like brass or something, and then it's just literally pushing the barrel into the front trunnion. Stay tuned. All right, we've got the barrel installed. I have checked headspace. If you're building an AK, make sure you know what headspace is and how to check it and how to set it. Otherwise, your AK could blow up. So, barrel's in. All I have to do is press in the barrel pin that goes right there. Alright guys, like I said, we got the barrel on. I'm going to put the barrel pin in after I get the trigger guard in. So the trigger guard also has the mag catch. See that thing there? This is a pretty simple tool. You've got a base, a flat plate here that the trigger guard goes into, and then you've got, you can't really quite see it here, but there's 4 areas where rivet heads will be supported, and then there's one rivet back there. You can see the little rivet there, that little thing sticking up. There's the rear rivet, and then I've got that crushing block right here that is crushing the other 4 rivets. This is a pretty simple tool. All the Toth tools, you know, as you might be seeing a theme here. There's a block, a metal bar that puts pressure on something, and then what that does is that squashes the rivet. This basically acts as your press, so you don't need a 20-ton or a 12-ton press to do this, or a rivet gun or anything like that. So yeah, this is just, you're just driving these bolts in, and you're squashing the rivets. So I'm going to squash these, and as soon as this is done, we'll have an AK that we can put together. You know, mine is pushing the barrel pin in, which is super easy. So stay tuned. All right, we've got those rivets in, and that rivet there. So our trigger guard is on. We have an AK. Just got to put it together real quick. Guys, so we pretty much are done with the AK build. We just have to press the barrel pin into the barrel pin hole. See that hole there? So, pretty simple. Can't find my hammer, so I'm just going to use this rock. Yeah. A good friend once told me that you can service an AK with a bag of dirt and a rock. He's not too far off. So we're just going to use this rock, and we're going to just hammer this pin in real quick. Ooh, making a little bit of sparks there. Alright. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's our finished AK. It is uglier than sin. Look at that thing. AR-15 stock on it. What are they thinking? AR-15 grip, quad rail. Look at how nice this goes in there. Nice, no wiggle. So there it is. Finished build. Just got to put the trigger in, but that'll just take a couple minutes. I found my hammer, by the way. Here's his brother's Bulgarian AK-74. And then the big boy, Romanian AK-47. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed the video. May have been a little choppy just because I was, stopping the video and then I'd continue working and then obviously start recording. So, but I wanted to get it as quick a video as possible. So I wanted to be concise and have all the information. Just kind of like a 10,000 foot view of, okay, here's how you build an AK. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice day.